All right, we're live. Monday Night Tales from the Flipside. A little SDCC news. I have set photos of things. We have the market report. We got a lot of news today. Fans getting back together eventually, from what I hear. What else have we got? We got new shows coming up on Tuesday because Carter's not here. We're going to do a Tuesday show with Carter tomorrow.
Gonna show cat videos, I think.
I think so. I'm trying to get like 1 million views on this thing, so just cat videos and
Oh, you should have had him and Ferd doing cat videos together. That would
I
have
know,
been like.
right? I got 4 cats too, man. I'm all about them, man. And I close the door, so it's terrible. But
Tell from the cat side, right? Okay, sorry.
I mean, if you want to monetize, no. So here we go. Let's do the intro, and then we get back and we talk non-cat stuff. Let's Okay. I've been terrible at this. So I did most of this, which is cool, and everybody thinks I'm happy, and it's all good. I'm trying to get all news together. You figure after 277 of these, I'd have my shit together, but I don't.
Well,
it's okay.
We ebbs and flows around here.
Again, I'm a terrible person. I just put up the pics, but I don't watch the videos. So Blue Beetle official trailer dropped. Anybody see it? Anybody think it's great?
With every passing one of these trailers, I'm more excited about this movie because I was like very meh on this in the beginning. When I heard about it, I was like, Blue Beetle, who cares? That first trailer, I was like, okay, you're appealing to my certain aspects of my geekdom, like fandom love. And then this last one was just, again, really kind of leaning in that it's going to be a fun one. Again, it may be subject to the same issues of the first exam. You don't have big enough stars in it or people who are past their prime to really draw people in, but it looks like it's going to be fun. So, and that's all I can ask for DC at this point, is to not be grimdark. So,
yeah, I think expectations are pretty low, so it's just got to be good. It doesn't have to rock the world, and I think it's fun. I feel like it's going to drift a little more towards the James Gunn fun side than the doom and gloom side, So
I still haven't seen The Flash yet. If that tells you anything.
I need to watch it too. It was a bad rip on the old sneaky link, so I didn't watch it. It was terrible audio. But
I get Justin that the Blue Beetle, who cares? But it's kind of like one of those. It was supposed to be on HBO Max. I don't know that I'll go see it in the theater, but I'll watch it when it hits.
Same.
So this is one of the simultaneous releases.
I don't think so.
It's not theater only, or
it's theater only. Because it was supposed to be an HBO Max original, and they bumped it up.
Yeah, apparently it was good enough that they were just like, oh, well, maybe there's some justification for doing a theatrical release versus doing a Max only release.
Yeah, and I don't think they're dropping shit tons of money on it relative.
Is this the first James Gunn project then?
It's not technically James Gunn project because it was already done before he got there, but there's a strong possibility that it will continue into the new universe.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like they haven't made a decision yet.
I think there'll be any more love just because it's the Karate Kid, right? Yeah, because because adults and kids really love that fucking show.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's the biggest selling point, but people like the show. I mean, it's not like everybody came to me and was like, "Oh God, the kid's so great in it," but I don't know. Maybe it'll get a few more people out. I just want all these ones to be successful. Say it all the time, but I agree with Chris. Each one's look better. It looks like a fun time. We see it just so many of these origins we see so often, but it's a formula that's worked sometimes better than others. So
I'll definitely have to do his origin because nobody knows anything about him.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be pretty deep down the geek hole to even know who he is,
Yeah, 100%. Well, it depends. I mean, again, some of you guys definitely know better than me, but is it any of the DC video games? Has he been much?
Does DC even have modern video games for the most part, other than Batman stuff?
Yeah,
Injustice, if you call that, but I don't think he was even in Injustice.
I don't remember him ever appearing in the comic, so I assume he wasn't in the game.
Yeah, but actually, where people wouldn't actually know is that it's my age and younger of people who watched
Justice League.
the or Young Avengers, or not Young
Oh.
Avengers, Young Justice.
Yeah,
yeah.
a little bit
Yeah,
there.
I mean, he had a whole there was a whole season arc focused on the Scarab and the different race of aliens who had them and their secret attempt to take over the Earth type situation. So yeah, he got a whole season as fighting against the main villain of that season. So, and people love that. I mean, it wasn't as watched as it should have been, but people love and clamor over.
The
Young
hardcore
Justice.
people love that show.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. It's in the same vein as Agents of Shield, where they're like, it should have never been canceled, and we fight desperately to keep it alive.
I don't remember. I remember watching this.
He showed up a little bit. Yeah, a little more comedic version in the Brave and the Bold.
Is it Young Justice that introduced Younger also to Damien?
No, Damien.
Is that how people know who Damien is?
Damien didn't make an appearance in Young Justice, did he?
I don't think so. I think it was just the first two.
Yeah, Damien ended up in a lot of those DC Universe movies. So
yeah, he's
Batman and Son and the
animated movies, right?
Yeah, the Battle for the Cow. He's in at least 2 or 3 of those.
Okay.
Yeah, the other person from was the Aqualad change was in Young Justice.
Correct.
Yes.
Calderon.
Teen Lantern, right? I've been waiting for some 9/8 of that book to hit for a while.
The which one?
Young Justice 1.
Oh yeah.
There's a bunch of different covers. Some of them are pretty decent. There's a sketch. I've had them
You're talking
overpriced on
that
eBay
one
for a while.
Yeah, that one's a bitch.
Never did anything, but also it didn't cost me shit to buy them or grade them. So
yeah. All right, what else we got, Dino?
Superman Legacy nabs Barry star Anthony Kerrigan as DC hero Metamorpho. This Metamorpho looking motherfucker right here.
He does look a little Metamorpho.
He does.
He was also he was Victor Zsasz on the Gotham series as well, and he was actually really good at that.
And he was really good in that. Yes.
yeah,
They are jamming some people into this Superman Legacy movie.
Hey man, you gotta go broke. I mean, this is a coming out party, right? So James Gunn is pulling. I mean, right? I mean, I highly doubt they fire him after one movie unless it goes terrifically bad. But
it is interesting it's interesting that they went with Metamorpho here versus Batman, where you usually see him.
I mean, Batman has enough. Batman's villains allows him to have and the Batman family allows him to have enough people to do a supporting cast Batman type universe type thing, Batman inner universe working scenario. Superman has always been in his movies has always been standalone, Superman versus his one villain, and Superman having no other powered individuals around him, and he typically doesn't feel like he's a part of the greater universe. Didn't really feel that way in the Snyderverse.
I remember him in Metamorpho and Justice because I was watching on Netflix Justice League Unlimited, and he was all up in that show.
Yeah. I think this is good for the Superman movie to actually if you're really kind of using that formula of what we kind of saw with a Suicide Squad or the Suicide Squad, or that we saw with even Peacemaker, where it's you still feel like you're in a world of superheroes because other people are making cameos in your movie or your TV show. Yeah, I think Superman needs to have other people around him. I've heard some complaints being is there going to be space for Superman? I'm well, too much Superman can be boring. He's not the most entertaining character to watch for 2 hours.
Especially, we don't need another origin, another,
Yeah, let there be a world where superheroes already exist, and he's just another player in that grander universe.
I would love them to glance. I'd love them to not even talk about an origin and just throw us in somewhere.
Yeah,
just in the intro of the movie, like how Marvel does the little script thing. You just do the intro.
Do they even need to do that? Kind of like what was Superman Returns? Is that the one where with Roth they didn't? They just kind of jumped at a point.
Mm.
Now that one jumped a little far off, but
yeah, because that one takes place after 2.
Yeah, so. I mean, just let us go. Cool, we know what's going on. Let's move on.
You don't want to see like text coming up the screen to tell you what's going on.
Like Star Wars style.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it could be good. Also gives maybe a little bit of comic relief because Superman, is not known for being witty, so they can maybe play some of that off some of these other characters.
Let's see what else next.
Well, did you include the rest of the casting announcement?
I thought I did, but I don't see it.
Was that last week or this week?
I thought it was last week. I thought we talked about it last week.
I can't remember.
No, it was like the day,
After.
Well, yeah, so this came out like right after they announced the 4 initial casting announcement.
Who was that again?
Oh, so actually the 3 were Mr. Fantastic, Hawkgirl, and Guy Gardner.
Fillion.
Yeah, I got you.
Nathan Fillion was the wild card one.
Yeah, who will always have a job as long as James Gunn is making movies. So,
I mean, I see the fit. I mean, they're really jumping because they're going. We're not even going to deal with the original Green Lantern, so we're definitely putting this in a built timeline, so to speak.
Well, so we have the whole like Green Lantern buddy cop situation that's happening. So, yeah, I guess they're just doing a situation.
Was that still going, or is that dead?
No, because that was part of the James Gunn's announcement. Was the because in his like situation, it sounds like what's name is already like we're on John Stewart being the Green Lantern of this sector. But
I mean, is that Max project dead, or is it still
so the Lantern's Max project is dead. So that one's dead. But then he's got his own movie that he's doing that is a Green Lantern film. So it is confusing as shit. But the Max one, which was old universe type stuff, that's dead. That's gone. But we are getting a Green Lantern movie or either show that is focused on specifically those 2 Green Lanterns doing like a buddy cop scenario.
Well, I could see Fillion doing that well. He lives as a cop,
Yeah.
So, that was that. This
every show he's done for the last decade is a buddy cop movie.
I don't know how.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
Yeah, Jennifer Garner returns as corset wearing Elektra in Deadpool 3.
So to go into detail on that, what's been leaking out is so one of the photos, I don't think we showed it, but one of the photos had like on set photos has the old Fox 20th Century Fox like kind of.
You mean this, brother?
Yes. Yeah, that one.
Oh, dang.
So they're basically doing like this weird like fourth wall breaking. There was a universe where they were filmed, and then a universe where these were real people. It seems like the route that they're playing. So, like Gartner's character, think Last Action Hero type scenario. So Gartner's character, all these other characters did exist in worlds where both these are movies and these are also somebody's reality.
So I got this one. I guess you can put spoilers, but it's just on-set photos. So, I added these 2 because I thought they were the cooler ones, I guess. So, we talked about last week, we didn't know if it was true, but Hugh Jackman kind of posted it, so that confirmed it, and then a lot of this was showing up, so I just kind of...
Yeah, so there's a TVA agent. There's some TVA Minutemen involved in this as well, trying to suppress things from happening, so they're tying it back to Loki and that whole thing. Morbius, or Mr. Mobius is making an appearance, or Mobius E. Mobius is making an appearance in there as well, apparently. So... I love how like we're on our second or third multiversal Marvel movie at this point.
Well, at least they're sort of trying to tie it into the other stuff instead of going an entire new thing.
New origin of Deadpool, sort of.
Well, I don't know. I assume Gardner's kind of going to be like the like at the end credits too, where he just takes himself out and all those kind of things,
I feel like this is like going to be like a more like a Deadpool kills the Fox universe kind of situation.
I think there's been a little bit of reference to that being a possibility of the route they're going with the plot. So, I mean, who knows? But it definitely feels like they are trying to one up No Way Home.
I lied to you. I did have it. It was down at the bottom, but I knew I had it somewhere. But anyways, I saw this. I posted this in the group chat. I think we talked about this last week, right? I was like, Secret Invasion, and we talked about the budget. $212 million on Secret Invasion.
That's probably mostly salary.
That's what I figured too, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
with everyone's cameo appearance in it, right?
Well, that and also I guess they did a lot of it's looking like they did a lot of on location type stuff. So like that costs money.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the last episode was really great. I thought. I mean,
I personally enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was great too. Cheadle and Sam Jackson. It was really good.
How many episodes deep is it? Believe it or not, I didn't even start.
There's 2 left.
Yeah, 2 left.
So it's gonna be 6.
Yeah.
If I did math correctly.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if 4 plus 2 is in Common Core or not.
you got to do 4, 1, 1. You know, and half a 2. That's terrible.
You got to estimate.
Yeah.
I just feel like we should have got this like 5 years ago or more. Like
I know.
back when you still cared about what Fury and what was happening on Earth.
Well, they just took him so far out of the universe, man.
Yeah. They shot him on a rocket, and he was on that ship forever, and everybody was like, "Oh, okay, no one cares."
I mean, yeah, he was everywhere, and then he was nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, every single movie had in the first 5 to 10 movies had a Fury appearance of some sort, and then it went to we're in space now, so nobody cares.
Yeah, they killed the idea, and it was just poor timing.
Yeah.
Before we get into crazy stuff of SDCC, Miss Marvel returns as mutant in series co-written by the Marvel star. So,
wow, that was a quick death.
Yes,
it was so quick to the point that they didn't have time to even fully promote this book's release. So normally, LCS land, you usually want about 90 days. So you get about 90 days from the first time that a diamond situation comes out for you to be able to start ordering. They announced that this book was happening to a point where people could start really getting their head wrapped around it about a week ago. Is it when they really started promoting it? And the book releases on 8/30.
So do we know? Okay, so here's me being honest.
I didn't even see how they killed her. So
same.
I caught wind of it. Basically, somebody was trying to kill Mary Jane. She transforms to look like Mary Jane and then gets killed.
So is she coming back in the same universe or
no? Yeah, so she's being resurrected by so I'm not sure if you've been keeping up with the X-Men, but they have a resurrection protocol where they can bring anybody back to life.
So she's going to Krakoa.
Yeah, and they're finally adopting her as a mutant for all intents and purposes. And again, before
how did they adopt her as a mutant?
Because she was she technically was an Inhuman, but as far as the creator, I mean, we'll find out in the story exactly how that goes with the resurrection. But she was supposed to be a mutant from day one. The creators wanted her to be a mutant. What happened was that was during that time period when they had
Inhumans versus X-Men, Inhumans versus X-Men and all that. Yeah.
Well, when they were persona non grata, Marvel was just like, we're not making any money off you guys. I mean, it's funny because I started talking to people because I was kind of half-assed in the hobby at that point. And people who were who are hardcore readers and LCS people were they had stopped printing Fantastic Four books during that time. It was basically if they couldn't make money off of the movie side, they weren't screwing with you. And you can see it because I mentioned in our little chat that you could see it honestly if you go back and look. They pulled the X-Men and the Fantastic Four from the Marvel vs. Capcom games. Again, Inhumans were being pushed on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they were doing the Inhuman series because they never thought they would get the Marvel or the X-Men back again. So, yeah, it was just and then they were even telling the creators, hey, cool that you want to make her a mutant, make her an Inhuman. We're trying to basically gas up the Inhumans because that's the route we're going.
Mm-hmm. Dude, and it was bad. They thought the Inhumans, they were so sure of this shit. They were they got the asshole from Game of Thrones to come on and play, and it's so they even, if you guys remember, they even released that freaking TV show in the movie theaters.
Yeah.
Right? That's how sure of themselves they were on this Inhumans, and it was just absolute crap. So we thought we'd get Medusa's hair on the big screen. You know what I mean? We thought it would be all great. Literally absolute flop. And that was going to be their new X-Men. And so that's why they threw her in there, because they were so convinced that they were going to be so okay with this, that everything was going to go so well, and it just absolutely failed. So it was rare. It was at that time, it was a rare miss for them.
I'm not the biggest speculative guy, but there's all the 1/100s is a 1/50 Arthur Adams art germ variant. I guess there's a version, right? And there's a couple other any covers that people are kind of clamor after, I guess.
I mean,
they have like that throwback to the Miss Marvel one.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
I like that. Oh, they with the X-Men uniform. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely liking the Art Germ one.
Little Kitty Pryde is.
Three Rivers had put that they're running the show on ABC, which is an interesting play, but it makes sense.
I mean, not a bad idea.
I mean, they're not going to get any more money on Disney from it, basically.
You know, I guess my take is let's be honest, if she fucks this up, it's on her, right? It's like you're putting your eggs in the basket kind of
She's
thing.
She's not writing it. She's co-writing it.
I know, but
and she wholeheartedly admitted she was like, I've never written a comic book. She's like, I've read plenty. Like, she's a hardcore comic book fan.
yes.
And she's like, so I'm just throwing up ideas to my co-partner of things that I would love to see happen in a comic. So I mean, like we can't really poo-poo on this because like we would all love that to have that opportunity to. I mean, as many of us have been hardcore readers for years, we're like, man, if they just given me the opportunity to shape and mold what they did with this character that I'm invested in, I think I could write a better story than some of the shit that's coming out of there. And now they're giving somebody the opportunity to put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, I mean, she's getting an opportunity. She's at the right age. Some of that she's got some input on some of that kind of stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, also too, like, I mean, again, me being a 90s kid, like your Kevin Smiths and plenty of those other people who like, I mean, Kevin Smith was just a dude who liked comic books and like had been in like, that space like as a fan for years and got an opportunity to make a movie or made a movie. And then the first thing he did with his fame was, I want to write comic book characters because I've been reading them for years. And those were actually some really, I mean, when you actually finish it, some of those were some really great comics. I mean, The Evil That Men Do started out amazing. I mean, Green Arrow Quiver is to this date that one of the best Green Arrow stories ever written. So there's something to be said about somebody who is, I mean, and hell, James Gunn. Like James Gunn is like a comic book nerd who made movies and now gets to make comic book movies. So I'm not gonna count her out. Like if she's a big enough fan, like she may. And editorial, I mean, what semblance of editorial Marvel still has, we'll keep her on the straight and narrow, hopefully, and be like, hey, so that conflicts with continuity, but
as long as it doesn't end. As long as it doesn't end up like a Keanu Reeves situation, I think we're okay.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. The big news of the night. I guess we'll play this one. So San Diego Comic-Con panel celebs backing out as actor strike begins. So that's kind of interesting to talk about.
So what's going to happen there? I mean,
the comic books are going to come back.
Yeah, it's going to be focused around comic books and action figures and all that, right?
Well, so some panels will still be able to happen. They just won't necessarily be with the actors. But scenarios where you have directors or people like that, they're not part of this unless they're a SAG-AFTRA, unless they're like dual capacity, like you're a writer, director, actor type scenario. Directors will still be able to come in and do panels, and anybody else who's not a writer will be able to come in.
Actors can sign, right? Still, they can do like signings, right?
Not
as long as it's not promoting anything, right?
Even I think self-promotion is like barred. So I dropped into the private chat like the list of like what you still can do.
Oh, you want to put it up there?
I've heard mixed reviews on this one because somebody had said that there's a lot of people like trying to do signings to make money while they can't make any other money.
So this is the official legit from SAG-AFTRA's website. Like this is what they can and cannot do, or this is what they can do. So I mean, we can do a Control F real fast and see if we see the word signing anywhere in there.
Negative.
Yeah, so that is a no-go.
Oh, okay.
So they can't do signings?
Can't do signings because that's still self-promotion. Because one of the things that was like, you can't do any self-promotion either.
So does that mean we're not going to see any CGC signings outside of artists and writers then, huh?
Nope, that is not available to them to do.
Now, if they sign the contract before they went on strike, it's still obligated, right?
No, even then, they just got to eat that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, they got to get that money back and whatever penalties.
I did see there's some, like, I don't know. I was reading some article online that was, there was some CW show that has improvement film because it's not with the major studios.
Chosen, I think it is.
And so there seems to be some exemptions that happen. So
Chosen is the only thing so far to be given an exemption.
Yeah.
Or the Chosen.
Correct.
Is
I saw that today too.
But it doesn't mean there won't be some of these other random things that get exemptions.
This is great. Yeah, I hope you stole it. I don't know. I hope you gave her some money for some comic collection. So that's always a good thing.
So I mean, from what I've heard, San Diego's going to be very, very thin when it comes to. I mean, actors can potentially just show up and attend and just be there, but like any type of panels, any type of signings, anything that's self-promotion is a no-go. Now, if they just want to come and hang out and enjoy the con, then they can absolutely do that. That does not violate any type of agreements. But yeah, they can't get up on a stage and talk about anything. The only thing they could potentially do is talk about stuff that has nothing to do with film industry. So it's like, hey, let's bring in so-and-so to talk about global warming. Like, they could do that. But anything that's self-promotion or promotion of any films or anything like that, television, off the table.
Interesting.
That's rough. That is rough. I mean,
I'm just thinking of something. We're going to have this drought of content, and we're heading into an election cycle. Think how painful this is going to be.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, my God. Because we don't have reality TV to fill the gap because that's already taken its niche. So they're just going to throw election shit at us.
I'm glad I'm in the band. This is my time to shine, right?
I gotta start reading more.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how much it's going to, I don't know, hurt comic announcements. Like, it's always been about the exclusives and then some stuff that's going to fly off the rack if you're going to get the commercials and stuff like that. But
so apparently they can still do commercials. So radio, television, and digital commercials, as well as infomercial and jingles, they can still do commercials. That's the weird thing. Like if you got a commercial deal, you can still do a commercial deal, but you can't do anything that is self-promotion for theatrical. So I mean, it really is.
That's not self-promotion technically. You're promoting a product.
Yeah. So like you're using your likeness to promote a product. But yeah, television, theatrical, and like film and stage is no go.
So Broadway's gone too. Then.
Yeah, Broadway's out.
Huh.
Interesting. Cause I thought a lot of people were like, "Oh, Broadway's okay," but I guess it's acting. So.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, nothing stage related is.
But is Screen Actors Guild encompassing of all Broadway or just certain people? Like, I don't think everybody that's a Broadway actor necessarily is a Screen Actors Guild person, right?
May possibly be. I've never really done like the deep research on the distinction, but again, looking at this list, I see no reference to them being able to do stage, like any type of stage work whatsoever.
I guess I'm more asking can you get into SAG being a stage actor
without ever being on the screen?
I think so.
I assume, yeah.
I mean,
they had keep going with just non-screen actors.
Couldn't we all get in if we just paid our dues, though?
Technically, yes. No, we could. Yeah, we all could be members of the union if we just paid the dues.
And isn't the dues kind of extravagant the first time? It's like $2,000 or $3,000 or something.
Yeah, like I looked into getting my like basically my Screen Workers Guild like license because my buddy was like, "Hey man, you can come do some like day work over here on Walking Dead or on these random shows that I'm on." But like it just didn't work out for me having a real job. But yeah, I was like just to be able to come and hang out on set or whatever, being a member of the guild, but I wasn't willing to pay I think it was like a couple month waiting period. And it was like for the state of Georgia, I think it's like $1,500. And I was like, that's just a piss in the. I'm not pissing in the wind just to be able to hang out on set. That just ain't worth it for me. But yeah, it's gonna be real ugly because I mean this guarantees that it goes into your next slide. This guarantees that people are going to be hurting financially because we are fastly approaching October will be 5 months that this has been going on. Yeah,
that is shitty, dude.
And people like my friend who were just like he's a regular guy. And I mean, yeah, he had some savings, but like most people are not in a position to go more than like 6 months without any type of income coming in whatsoever.
Yeah.
So some people are going to have to maybe potentially abandon them for a while as like a job. Because also too, like I mean, when do we see the actors? I mean, they're talking about potentially not being able to really come to the table until knocking on Christmas time. And that's going to make for a real sad Christmas for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, and it takes so long to create content, man. Like that, we'll just be waiting around. Oh God, some of us have background TV on while we do stuff. Even if not like into all the shows, and always just waiting for it. You get so excited when you have something new, some sort of new special or new Marvel content or something like that. And God, it's gonna take a freaking while to get any of that shit back.
I might feel good that I haven't done any of the Star Wars stuff. I at least saved it for later.
Yeah, interesting. I was looking at what Michigan's membership was cost, what the dues are, but
yeah. I mean, so one of the points, my girlfriend actually pointed this out because she was flipping through and saw a post from Devin Sawa, and he was talking about how one of those last Final Destination film, he had no idea he was even in it. Like, legitimately, he has, I mean, in signing the contract to do those movies, he has signed away all rights to his likeness to the film and his likeness within. So they had complete carte blanche to be like, welcome to, like, come to the premiere of the movie that you've been digitally placed into because we had footage that we didn't use from a previous movie and we wanted you in one of these later ones. So yeah, that is absolutely, like, some of the stuff that they're trying to fight is that type of stuff, the AI stuff, what can be done with their likeness and voice from an AI perspective. Because it's just stuff that people never took into consideration when they were signing these contracts. They're like, oh, you can only do so much with the film and stuff. And like, oh, no. I got your voice and I have you saying all these words. I can make you say whatever I want you to say going forward. Like,
did you guys see the Cusack tweet thing?
No, I missed that one.
John Cusack had kind of got into it and was basically said, when he did say anything, somehow he got points on it and, was supposed to get residuals and all that stuff. And, made a little bit of money in the theaters. But, I mean, that thing has sold because the whole last strike was on, like, home movie stuff. And basically he says he gets a printout every year that says on the home movie side, they lose more and more money every year. And at this point, that movie has lost $44 million. And they keep, it's basically like their accounting is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, how does something that's a cult classic that you already covered in the original production, how are you not making money on that? Or there was the other one that was the
44 million is it
one of the
lost?
Gunn brothers that is in Gilmore Girls saying all that time and plays it's got on Netflix, he has made $700 in residuals.
Yeah. Well, the thing too is, like, people say too, it's like they always say, like, one of the big things, like, oh, I want a percentage of the profit of the movie, and then at the end of the day, like you said, the accountants make it where there's no profit instead of like a percentage of the box office versus profits of the movie, and yada yada yada.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Like, when somebody that's a fairly significant star in a movie that we know has had significant legs in the afterlife for 30 years is still making no residuals.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the name, but it's that quintessential Italian film studio of the 80s and early 90s that I'm blanking on the name of. And the producer or the head of the company, but it was like them, Canon Films, all those guys back in those days were notorious for cooking the books and making it so they didn't have to pay anybody, whether it be actors who got points or investors. They somehow managed to always make it come out to be $0 or a loss, no matter what the film was and how big and successful it was.
Was it these people?
I think so. That would be who's the head of that studio, because that's who it really boils down to. Nah, it's not Fellini. It's somebody else who's like Sergio Argento or maybe somebody like that.
Is that Miramax?
No, it's like one of the old quintessential Italian ones who used to do all those like Italian like horror movies and like spaghetti westerns, like all those early spaghetti westerns. But like they were notorious for always cooking the books and making it come out to be $0. Canon Films was notorious for apparently cooking the books and always having it come out to be $0 profit made or in the black or in the red. So
So that's some real creative accounting there.
Yeah, I mean, with the streaming stuff, like if you don't divulge those numbers, nobody knows anything. Like there's no metering like in the old days with traditional television with the Nielsen rating system in the boxes. Like that was public information that you could get from the feds and being like projected on the number of TV boxes that have the Nielsen tracker in it. We can tell you that extrapolated these many people probably watch. This is what this is kind of work for a marketing perspective when it came to commercials and things like that. That's how they use that value to figure out, well, last season we did these type of numbers on views. This, pay us this amount of money to be able to promote your product through our TV show. You don't have that with streaming because it's an ancillary system. So yeah, you can tell these people 5 people watch your damn show. We'll renew it, but like you only got 5 views. Like, and they can just, there's nothing that holds them accountable to divulge that information, and that's what the renegotiated contract would allow to happen.
I don't know if it's ADC Films or Grupo Bima or whatever. I don't know. But anyways.
But yeah, so that's kind of what needs to change. And I mean, like, it's funny because like people I know at first were just like, oh, I mean, these people make buku money. I was like, no. The big names make
the
buku
top
money.
0.1%.
Yeah. So like this one comment said, it was like you got to make 26 rand to qualify for insurance. So 86 of the people in SAG make less than 26 rand, which don't even qualify for insurance. So
yeah, I mean, I've got a friend who to this day she is an actress. She lives in Wilmington, North Carolina. She will drive down to Atlanta, do a gig, and then go back to being a school teacher for her regular day job.
Yeah.
Like she still just wants to break into the industry, and but I mean, she's paying out of pocket for the gas money. She's crashing on a friend's couch to shoot 2 or 3 days of a movie or a TV show, and she's back on the road again and back in her regular day job. And she damn sure ain't making the millions that these other folks are.
And it's the same thing right in the sports world, right? The owners have the money, the players have some money, most of the players have no money. It's like
don't be a running back.
Yeah, don't be a running back. You know how it is. So,
sorry, a little bitter today.
That's okay. But I mean, like you said, it's going to be interesting. Like it's I'm not saying they need to give away the farm, but it's like and like you said, this is just the website for being on strike. So
it's a fucking mess.
Yeah, it's gonna get crazy. So that's all I got. Mr. Marker report.
All right. This one, a lot of books that just caught my attention. There wasn't a ton of things that were like, oh wow, the market broke on these books. There was just a lot more interesting books I saw. So this was one that I kind of was interested in, just the prices. ASM 1 sales, and it really caught my attention that the 1.5 sold for like $6,000 and the 5.0 was only double, and you're like, well shit, that mid grade seems like a decent price.
Correct.
But did some digging just to kind of see what the trend was. The 5.0, its all-time high in 2021 in November was $31,000. So it's down almost 65%.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not like an ugly copy. It's not like, oh man, that was a beautiful copy, this is a bullshit one. This one's decent looking copy. In March of this year, there was a 5.0 that sold for $20,000. The 4 sales this year of a 5.0 were $12,000, $15,000, $12,000, and $20,000.
Do you think that
is down?
Do you think that custom label hurt it?
I don't think it matters.
Doubt it.
I think it's an irrelevant part of the discussion.
Okay, yeah, because I figured like it would add a premium for like modern books and stuff like that, but then like for a vintage collector, they probably wouldn't care.
I think if you're spending $12,000 on a book, you just probably don't care. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel unless they were super OCD.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
I agree with your theory, but I think this book's like too important.
They could just reholder the damn thing for $100 and move on.
Yeah, that's true.
The 1.5 is so its high was 12.6K in May of 22. So it's only down about half from its all-time high. And then the high of this year was in March. It was a 8,400. So it's been a bit of a slower slower descent on the low end, which makes sense because there's still always that push that the lowest ones tend to do well, kind of like the highest ones. Is there's always that person that wants just to get in and get a copy.
Well, and ASM 1 is not I wouldn't say a rare book, right? I mean, it's like, you know,
it's not a rare book. But you know, that low end was always kind of, we didn't know it at the time, but the low end was the place to invest if you couldn't afford the high end, just because that bottom always came up, and the mid grades were always a little dicey to figure out.
I love the hair care store.
I know.
I did see that. I didn't dig into the seller, but it didn't look like a fake sale to me.
And look at that, 23 feedback for $12,000, man.
Yeah, this shot. Yeah, if you're spending that $12,000, you're probably a person who can, I don't know, cover your ass with your American Express or whatever the fuck on the other end of it, you know.
Yeah.
This was a weird book that just popped up today. Raw Archie 50. Looks decent. Says it's intact. I didn't see anything on a quick scan that made it look low grade.
Headlights.
The price is way down on this one because there was a point where those mid grades were 3-4K. I know it was it was like Baltimore 2 years ago. Man, you could ask almost anything you want on this book.
Nice.
Here's one for Sean. Didn't know you're showing up, but good old Beyond One werewolf cover.
Look
Always
where my finger is.
You got one? Yeah.
It's right there.
I grabbed this one only because
it is not that good a shape, but I'm glad to know it's selling for that much money.
I grabbed this one just because the Blue Beetle tie-in and all that. I know it's not the Blue Beetle, but that one's boring on buying. This book is honestly hasn't really spiked or went down anywhere too much for the last 4 years. The sales have kind of been in the 350 to 650 range. It just depends on the time of day and the sales.
I remember this was me and yours book, man. We were kind of hoarding these for a while.
I had quite a few, but again, I was collecting all these for the Watchmen tie-in as they were like the inspiration. I wasn't really doing it for the spec of this kind of thing, and it just ended up that way. There was a high sale a couple years back for $865, but you know, they're not the most common books in any kind of higher grade. So
no,
just another cool. One of those books that every time I see it, I go, man, that's wild that's what they put on a comic in the day. I mean, your average reader was not a 12-year-old in those days.
Oh man, that's some leg in the 40s, right?
Right.
not anymore either.
I mean, yikes.
Dude, now they have a spread eagle variant with it.
That's true. Maybe I shouldn't feel as bad about all the Zenoscope. People were always dirty old men.
Yeah.
So Clone Wars. Clone Wars. High was 4K back in 21-22. So it's about half off of its all-time high. The 2023 range, it's been as high as 2,400, low as 1,500. So it's not at an all-time low. I kind of thought it would get a little more bump with all the kind of the previews coming out, but it doesn't seem to be doing it. I don't know if there's any more in the tank on this Star Wars spec that, you know, it's not like it's a surprise at this point, you know. So,
Yeah.
The other one on this scale here was there was a Heir to the Empire newsstand, and we did see some Thrawn in the promos. Just so you know, there's 79 eighths of the newsstand versus 382 of the standard. You can get a standard 9/8 for about $800. This book's all-time high was 2021, sold for $5K. So it's 60% off its all-time high as well.
So do we know, was this one that they have been almost always marked as newsstand? I feel like it is because there's basically three copies, and there's between this, the regular, and the toy, and they're so different Like the picture's the same, but you've got the gloss, you got the square bound, then you got the newsy, which is actually the one you can press.
I feel like
more
these
easily.
were generally marked newsstand more.
I feel like it was too, but I'm just wondering if you guys.
I think it had a price difference too, so that's why they
Yeah.
marked it newsstand, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if a couple snuck through, but this is one that you've been able to track newsstand a lot longer on than some of the others. I mean, they were always a little more easy to identify. Foreign sale. Missed the boat on selling this one by a year or so, but these La Princes do sell pretty well. That's about half the price of the US. Actually, probably more than half the price of the US these days. Probably 60-70% of it, I bet, because this thing's been dropping. Very tough to find these guys. They were printed, usually within 6 months to a year, the original, some even closer. So tough book. There was one other foreign had.
Oh, I didn't know this guy. Does anybody know what this means? I'm sorry, I totally blanked. I was going to pop. Gargoyle books? Anybody? What's that?
It's announced Gargoyles live action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
isn't that like all like rumors and stuff like that? I don't know.
Kenneth Branagh is rumored to.
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh doing some shit with it.
Okay.
So I don't think it's like from a solid
Reliable
source yet.
source? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless I see it on TMZ, it ain't real.
Must have missed some.
I put them all on there. I thought.
I think.
There it is.
I think the source is from Giant Freaking Robot or whatever. So I mean, how much?
The
do you believe
source
in
is
them?
from the Belfast Telegraph.
Oh, there you go.
So it's probably somebody that knows Kenneth Branagh, and he was drinking at a bar.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, man, they're gonna have me do that."
It sounds like some shit you hear on Sons of Anarchy back.
Well, there was the Gargoyle creator saying no, so who knows? So this is one of the rarer Star Wars variants. This is the South African, which is actually a 1-6. It's not. It's like the 50 square bound, or not the 70 square bound books. So being 102 pages or something, it does tend to fall apart. You do tend to get a lot of missing pages and all of that. This one's got crayon on it. I'm a little annoyed because I actually sold my lower end copy, which was a 1/8 graded, for $600 like last week. And so this beat to shit looking one got $624. So a bit of a surprise on that. The only probably rarer ones would be the two Philippines editions and
The Indonesia one, right?
the Indo one's not exactly. It's rare, but it's not doesn't have this cover.
That's true.
They've got those redraws. I'm trying to think if there's another one floating out there that.
Is there like an
Let's speak
Australian one or something like that?
I don't think so. My opinion is this Super Comics is pretty tough just because of the size of it and the cost. Like it was expensive to buy back then because it was a 6-issue book. So
I'm bringing it down in 1 second.
Well, and then you have all the first appearances in all 6 issues too on top of that, right? Because like you have issue 2 in there, and then there's a few in 3.
Yeah, 3 and 4. It's also the fact that it's in English, so it's a little more desirable.
I'm just looking at it. I just typed in Star Wars one. I thought this would be like.
You won't find it. I could dig it up. I did. If you check the archives, Global Comic Safari did a run on these.
Yes. Rumors.
There are rumors that Matthew Roybal wants to come back and do some more educating on the topic. So we'll keep you posted on that. He may come out of retirement.
Oh boy,
nice.
Oh, so you're gonna have a special guest of Reggie Collects on there too?
No, no, he will not. No, he's not invited to the hangout.
I was just joking.
Speaking of weird James Gunn characters
let's
that might
go.
A Dead Man is one that everybody kind of like it could be interesting, but maybe Metamorpho kind of took that role for now. But I wouldn't rule out that this guy pops up somewhere. He is just
I
has
got
that
my
vibe.
5.0 that I think compress out a little better. Not saying it's 8.5,
But
Yeah, any of those DC keys, 8.5 is great.
So it is for the last 3 years, so 21 to 23. It's really floated between 1,300 and 1,600. It's not had big ups or downs. I did look at the census out of curiosity. 72 and 8.5, 40 and 9.0, 24 and 9.2, 16 and 9.4, and 2 and 9.6. No 9.8s. I think I would probably prefer to be at the 9.0 if I was really gambling this book, or the 9.2. And if you wanted to get into those, the 9.0 sold for $2,200 this year. A 9.2 hasn't sold since 2020, and it was $3,500. So
yeah, and plus, man, I mean, you used to be able to find this. You don't see it on walls much anymore. I mean, I'm not talking 8.5 or anything like that, but yeah, it's just DC comic history. You gotta love being right on the cover. You know, even if it's not the greatest cover, it's not like it's Green Lantern 1 or something. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, that's DC history. It's a decent investment book just for the long term.
Yeah. So I don't know. I always like looking at this one, especially when I see a high end one. This is another one that it popped up. I haven't seen one in a minute. Thought I'd check where the price points are on it. Highest it's ever sold was $1,200 in 2021. For the last couple years, 22 and 23, it has floated between 900 and 500. So kind of right at the light end of its thing. But really, it hasn't. It never took too much of a beating.
Is there also? I know there's usually a price difference between the Canadian price variant versus the U.S. price edition. I mean, even though they're both first prints, do you think that might be the difference between the 1,200 and the 500?
I didn't dig into it. It also could have just been, some wild speculation rumor at some point.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a month where that book will pop and go crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, before the New Mutants maybe was released, like people were going nuts for.
Yeah, I was assuming that was where it was.
Okay.
I didn't verify, but I assumed that.
That made that huge spike and then that giant crash because no one saw that movie.
It was a turd. Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple more just to show. First Donald Duck, kind of nicer looking copy, $2,800. So that's a cool book to see. And then Funny Animals one, first Mouse by Spiegelman. Kind of nice high grade copy. I think it appeared in the magazine first. I think this was maybe the first time in a comic. So, but
it's still crazy they banned that book.
Yeah,
and it's funny because they called it Funny Animal. Oh, how did I just realize it was animals? But I guess because all the old guys, they actually collect Funny Animals comics, which are just ridiculous animals. I'd have people come up and ask me that. I actually had a stack that I got a garage sale selling 5 or 6 years ago at a con. And I'm all these here. He's like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know, man, $3 each or something.
Yeah.
So we're talking, mostly just gold, silver, or $2. I don't remember what I gave it to him for. It was $2 or $3. And this is a stack of them. An old guy and was happy to get them.
This is the Crumb style Funny Animals,
Well, yeah, they're completely different. I know, but because Crumb did it, they were probably calling them Funny Animals back then. Otherwise, he wouldn't have called it this then. So this term's been around longer than you think. Is my realization right now, kind of looking at this on the screen.
Yeah, didn't make connection until now. This was one. I know there was a couple of guys in our group hunting this bad boy down for a while. So still, these DCU variants still selling strong for the rare ones.
9.8 for life. I sold mine. I got out.
Yeah, 9.8.
What did I get for it?
Yeah,
it was a good amount. You didn't pay shit. I pressed
1,000, 1,500.
That's a good price.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good deal.
Yeah, I was whatever, man.
That thing's impossible, dude.
Did you sell it right before Baltimore, right? When we all met up? Or was it at Baltimore?
No, I didn't sell it at Baltimore. I think I sold it after Baltimore.
Okay.
It was an eBay buy or something, I think. I think it was like a negotiation. Somebody sent me an offer. I'm like,
yeah, I know those. Gorgeous LB Cole book. Just liked it. I just love these covers. Thought I'd share one. And then the last one is a Baker book that is, I guess, the last issue of the Golden Age. But man, it does look a little more modern than what you're used to seeing with Baker.
right.
That's a good point.
It just has a different vibe.
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked that out as a Baker at all.
So kind of cool. I saw the price and was like, oh, okay. So
I wonder, what's funny? We talk about foreign comics, like foreign comic Marvel comics. I wonder if there's foreign like romance books, like I mean there are, but like this or something like that.
I wouldn't rule out. I have seen some foreign Bakers pop up. You're probably likely to find some of it in Mexico, titled differently. Every time I see one that I'm not sure if it's a Baker, I've got to figure out what title was it in the U.S. and try and connect it, because sometimes they'll just there's a comic Susie that I think they just throw a shit ton of different ones in.
There's I'm going to a place next month or 2 months. There's like 5 or 6 stores around, but there's like 3 good stores it looks like, and the other stores look like crap. But
where are you going?
Mexico.
So we'll you just need to Skype me in if you get anything.
I will. I'll WhatsApp it.
All right. And then there's definitely some Canadian editions that pop up of some of these things, and I think Australian has a few things that pop up. I don't own romance specifically, but those are those kind of 3 places that you might see these kind of books.
That'd be so random, like foreign Baker romance is like.
Somebody shared with me a pretty sure it was an LB Cole Aussie that's out and about. So they're there. It's too hard to connect titles sometimes that you'll never find it unless you're really trying to figure out what the hell you got.
I hope they have like Spanish soap opera comics.
I mean, there have been a few times that I watch some of the just the save searches or comic publishers in Mexico, and every time I see one, I'm like, okay, is that a Baker? And then I got to try and image search it to figure out what the title in the U.S. is, and sometimes it's not close enough. And I've spent way more time than I like to talk about on some of these.
I always gotta do this because people hate me for it. That's okay. Flipside Comic Con on Saturday, August 26th. Show up, show out. We got a lot of vendors coming up. People at my work are gonna come vend. It's weird.
Nice.
Milford, Michigan, hanging out, doing things. Yada yada yada.
Nice. So now you have confirmed vendors.
Oh yeah. I got like, don't quote me. 9 comic people. 2 people. One person did artist work for Dark Horse. Her dad did it. She works at the bar, and then she's an artist, not a comic artist, just an artist in general. A couple of people selling some wares, some other stuff.
You got some root beer vendors?
Yeah. Is your beef jerky? No. I got some girl. Yeah. I got a couple vendors for the ladies. Let's just put it that way. So.
You don't have any ninja swords. I'm not even considering it, dude.
I might bring some ninja swords if you want to show up.
You can't sell ninja stars to kids in Indiana anymore. Just FYI, they just made that rule.
Oh boy, I can't sell Knuckles in Michigan either. So.
Dude, yeah, but if there aren't some dildos and Lululemons,
yeah,
like, what are you doing? You got to start some pyramid schemes in there somehow.
Right.
I'll sponsored by Herbalife.
Some fucking candles, bakeware.
Somebody did hit me up about candles. Somebody did hit me up about being
that's what they can sell their fucking party light.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ. Off air, I'll tell you about a scam I heard today, which is interesting. But anyways, it's just interesting to me. But no, it's cool. Yes, I am trying to do it myself, doing this stuff. I appreciate it. Like you said, I'm just trying to do it, and like maybe like if everybody can't come to Baltimore, maybe some people come to Michigan. I'm gonna try to do it twice a year, maybe one before con time, one after con time, theoretically, if I can get it all planned out perfectly. Just trying to do, yeah. Oh, come on, man! I I'm gonna get Stein to come up, have an insurance booth. I'm gonna my neighbor do some roofing contracts. We're fine, dude. Maybe you need to remodel your kitchen. We'll do it, dude.
Let's go.
If you need a PC repair, hit me up. Well,
Aaron will be there. No big deal, dude. Fine. So no, it's exciting, cool. Hopefully, it can turn out. I'm gonna start Facebook ads beginning of August. So we'll Facebook ads run a little bit.
Oh, you cracked your phone screen while you're here? Well, just drop it off. You
Yo,
can buy anything cost.
That's right. 2 minutes, you'll have your phone screen fixed.
Yeah.
It might not be the right phone screen, but screw it.
It might not be your phone number by the end of it, but you'll have a phone.
Yeah. I don't have anything for pickups. I did. The only thing I got pickup related is wrestling related, and people hate when I talk about wrestling. But I picked up the new AEW Fight Forever game on Switch, so I can play it when I go to Mexico.
Oh,
I
have a couple of pickups.
Okay, look at you.
I'm behaving still.
All right, so I got back a
too.
book from CGC that I want to show off since John Z's here. Bam, 9.8.
Oh damn!
Oh shit, dude.
No
Nice.
press. Just
I had 6 of them back in the day, and I only got 198. I mean, it was
I only
they were
had
easy
one.
9.6. There's those corners took a ding because they're card stock.
Yeah,
Even the dog's hype, bro. Even
I know,
the dog
right?
is
Exactly.
hype.
Yeah, but I have a few
That's
more
nice.
books I can show. Let's see. Just a couple. So,
That's cool, dude.
one of my friends sent me this Astonishing X-Men 20.
I got a bunch of those, dude.
Yeah, so I have no idea why they sent it to me, but I got doxxed on Whatnot, so they sent me a gift. So
Okay.
and then from the Tiny Onion Club, the gold foil. I don't remember the Christopher Columbus book that 10 years
Is that a
later.
Kickstarter or some shit?
No, it's his Tiny Onion Club membership. Like I signed up for I signed up for a Substack one year, and then I did the renewal, and then the renewal sucked, so they just signed everyone up for a free membership through whatever they're doing now. So I had a free year of it, or make up for the last year's. Like,
You know who hit me up? Brian K. Vaughn, Exploding Kittens. He was giving away like a Saga RRP or some shit, but he wanted.
Oh, was he really?
Like you to join his shit or something? I don't know.
Sign up for a Kickstarter, pay like $3,000, and
yeah, you have a chance to win it. I'm good.
You're one of 3 people that have a chance to win it, right, or something like that.
Yeah,
And then you have to fight a death match to get the.
Hey. So
Yeah.
I don't have anything. Z doesn't have anything. Like, we're fine.
Oh man,
dude.
Sean's about to roll into
San Diego.
SDCC.
Yeah, he's about to sell all those exclusives through the dealer house and all that, right?
Let's see how it goes. Well, I'm not doing the Whatnot house. I'll be a bad idea on Friday, that's for sure.
I
I
talked
could
to
take you to my living room with the camera to show you the shit I got on Prime Day, but I don't think anybody cares.
I didn't get anything on Prime.
Who wants to see my vacuum cleaner?
Yeah. I guess I could talk about this because we're cool now. I talked to the fabulous Ryan McClay. I said, hey, if you want to come over and hang out, you're more than welcome. I know he's going to San Diego Comic-Con, so that's always good news.
We're roommates, so yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said,
Wait, you and him?
It's me, him, and Hive.
Yeah, the
Those
Hive.
are 2 big boys in one room.
No. I got an Airbnb. There's yeah. So one of us can be on the top floor, and one's the second floor. It's a loft.
Okay.
But I'm bringing I'm bringing a fan and earplugs to drown out all noise.
I mean,
And that's
you're a big boy, and McClay is a big boy too.
Yeah, and and I might have some cocktails, so I might end up snoring.
Is
might.
Big Clutch going to be there too?
Yeah, it's me, him, and Hive. Clutch can be there the whole time. He's not rooming with us, but I got Airbnb with beds. For,
Is Drew coming too?
Oh, Drew. Yeah, Drew will be there. I forget which hotel. He's 2 blocks away.
Drew's grinding the entire time, right?
Gaslamp. Oh yeah, Drew and I will go for it. He and I usually would room together. He signed up before because of his the Whatnot guys that he sells his stuff with or whatever. So he might do. I don't know if he does the Whatnot house. I'm surprised they got Todd McFarlane on there Friday morning, like 9 in the morning. I doubt he actually goes to the Hero House because it's 9 in the morning. Like maybe they'll just lock everybody out. And if it's the same Hero House, it's not an actual house. It's like It's a venue, like you know what I mean. It might have been a house, but it's basically a special event venue. But there is a kitchen, fridge, and all that. But it's downstairs. It's like an open area. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe they have McFarlane on the stage there. We'll see. He was in the hotel with Ozzy Osbourne last year, so
they were biting off bats' heads, right?
Yeah, basically. I don't know. I didn't get any copies, so but that was it. Yeah. So I don't know about that one. I do know Bad Ideas got their Valley High party again on Saturday. It took us too long to get there last time, so we're gonna be there nice and early to see Dinesh and
tell Dinesh to say what up, man.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll have Vinny with us. I don't know where he's staying, but like it's gonna be in the gas lamp like everybody else. Cover price down there. I'm going with cover price. Matt's not gonna get there till Friday. John's gonna be there the whole time. So I'll grab my ticket. Yeah, there's a crew. We'll see how it goes. I'm making a hit list for a lot of these exclusives. Hopefully make some money, do some other things.
I was gonna preview the exclusives, but I didn't want to like ruin your hit list kind of thing.
Oh, dude, you can't. Yeah, it's fine. Might help me. I don't know. I'm still putting my list together. It's hard to go through. Boom has so many, and Boom was a killer last year. Something's killing the children and stuff like that. I have one set
the Grimm one that sold out like instantly. I mean,
all those Grimms are crazy, dude. They've got the Jenny Frisian. I think like Sirens of the City. We had it over here. Alice Never After. They look. Oh my god, they look good. And she's gonna be, dude. Hive has her and Joelle Jones signing at their booth.
Nice. For like an hour each on different days, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Different days. I don't know the exact schedule. I reposted to my story, but that was a few days ago.
Okay, you ready? You want me to do this?
Do whatever.
I gotta bounce,
bro.
You gotta go.
You guys do this, but I gotta bounce.
No, you're good, dude.
It's I look forward to the stories next week, my friend.
Oh, for sure. If you see anything you need, let me know.
All right, man.
I'll do my best. It's not always possible.
You can tell me to skip all this shit, some of this bullshit. I don't think you care about pens, do you?
I like pens because they're easy to mail if they're worth like a lot of money. Other than
that, Scotty Young's gonna have pins eventually or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, does always traditionally do well, right?
3 Peters limited to 100, I guess. I don't know. Lenticular art, if that's in some comic stuff here. We're just going through this. Make a difference in Read book, I guess. Magnet. Here's some cool Lord of the Rings, John Noble autograph stuff.
Dude, some of these properties you can live on forever.
Some more pen stuff, Addams Family, kind of Looney Tunes, Mystery Machine stuff, Indiana Jones stuff. I'm just gonna kind of scroll through these. Okay. Flash ring, that's interesting. 24 karat gold, slide 1 replica. Holographic art prints, Stitch stuff.
To me, I'll probably just with things going on, I'll be probably more looking for stuff I can resell. Yeah. Any of the stuff that looks like I've given up on a lot of, maybe not the pins, but a lot of the toys. Yeah. Just because they go SDCC exclusive weekend and they sell on their fucking website.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's like, and that just screws you over, man. Why am I going to go carry some shit around? And you go on their website, get the same price, even if I want it for me. Out of principle, I don't feel like carrying your toys when you give me free shipping to my house.
Well, they should do a difference, right? Like kind of like what Funko does, where it has like a San Diego sticker versus like the one you buy in the store says like SummerCon exclusive or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the very least, right? That's like the.
And honestly, I do end up focusing more on either really small stuff like cards. Or pins, but comics, just because I can already have the shipping supplies.
Yeah,
I already have everything going. You know what I mean? And I'm
very hardcover for
that's cool with the Capullo. Yeah, I don't know if there's pre-sales on that. It's expensive as shit, but that's pretty badass. This is so that's a Last of Us style Judge Dredd, right? Yep. I assume, or I don't know if I'm crazy. Yeah, the Barbie pin. I think there's 500 of those.
400.
400. Okay, that could be decent.
When's the movie come out? Is that the same weekend as San Diego Comic-Con?
I think it's pretty damn soon.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's.
He didn't put it in his market report, but I'll just do this real quick.
I looked up the butt nuggets for sure.
So somebody sold a Barbie 9A with Ryan Gosling signature for $325. So.
That's funny.
Wow, how did he get a Ryan Gosling signature?
I looked up that. Yeah, no shit. I looked up that butt nuggets thing. I can't find anything from that. That's a weird little company. I don't think people figure out what they are, but that looks like the kind of crazy shit that people sell. I always end up with a bunch of stuff that just I like.
Yeah.
Because I can get it there. You know, I like to support. I'm not their only. Money and camaraderie are cool, but you know.
Harley Quinn statue. There you go. Where's Paul at? I'm just looking at stuff here. A lot of fucking toys, man. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, just the ones I hope that they're the actual exclusives.
Sesame Elmo, like a Supreme Sesame Elmo.
Yeah, Supreme Elmo. 100%, dude. If I was buying one of those, I'd bet that one.
Right. And then just sew a Supreme patch on over it or something like that.
Yeah, dude.
One of one.
Put it in a Supreme bag. Say whatever you want.
Speeder bike hologram. Sonic.
Yeah, so there's a Sonic 60 foil. I think that's had some $60 eBay sales, but not enough. There's not too many comics on the pre-sales right now. The boom line's going to be ridiculous again. They have so many exclusives.
So they said
looking books, dude. They're not all for people to flip, man. They're good looking.
I heard the Peach Momoko is going to be a lot better this year. There's no exhibitors. It's fans only somehow. I don't know how they're gonna.
Oh, what for signing?
Yeah.
It wasn't Comic-Con that she got screwed on. I don't remember which one it was.
It was New York City Comic-Con.
New York, okay, yeah.
I think she's doing San Diego, and she's doing no exhibitors, fans only. But how do you get? I mean, yeah,
just your pass.
Your badge.
When you get into line or whatever, someone will just check it.
Yeah, a lot of exhibitors either you have to procure or buy a pass also, so it doesn't say exhibitor on there.
Oh, so they can just pocket one in and show the
time. Like at the same time, the fans are still going to outnumber the exhibitors like 10-1.
Here's a Witchblade card. That's interesting.
I like that, but it's a card. I think that's Barry Windsor Smith too.
Yeah, and they're doing Cyberforce. I saw that.
Tiger Ground Zero asking him. I don't know if that means anything.
Oh, I didn't know they were still caring about that series.
I got hit with those McFarlane. Yeah, so the Alex Ross stuff looks decent. The Alex Ross girl stuff looks okay. He's gonna start. So yeah, the Titan. There's one of the Titans covers I like. It's the Starfire, I think. That Batman's good. He's gonna have a bunch, dude. But I mean, Alex Ross brings a fucking truck. He brings a semi in to set up that booth, and it's But that's great.
It's like walking through an art gallery almost.
Yeah, it's an art. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what he does. What's that?
Walking Dead 1's cards.
And they keep calling them tabs because they just put them in there. I saw that. I've got that loaded in the pins. Yeah.
Comic buns, Jesus.
Yeah, I already hit up someone for the what is it? The yesterday's Misfits shirt and card.
Yeah, I got the Wolverine Misfits one last year. And
yeah. So this one's the Demon in the Bottle.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
it looks good. I'll try to do that.
That's cool. They
I like that.
So nice.
Studios. All right, I definitely want that.
Escape from New York. Piranha pen. That's kind of interesting. Dawn. Fog. I'm just gonna go through all this stuff real quick for everybody. Chucky. Oh,
dude.
Load that in for my wife, and I'll pay you.
Dude. I'm definitely. I can already tell by then. I'll see what those are, full values. Even if not, I want the They Live. Oh, that shit's awesome. Yeah. What's that here? Kid Heroes, Gemini 2.
This is Gemini. This is Lumpia Squad variant, I guess.
Sorry, no idea.
Kid Heroes stuff.
Thought I might with a Spider-Man background, but no.
Glow in the Dark Mothman. There we go. Big studios, I guess.
Big Pin's got some decent stuff. FinPid's got the Growlers and Avengers a set. I don't know what's the buy-in's gonna be.
Is it?
Oh yeah, and trust me, that's not even.
I know that's not even close.
Yeah, that's just scratching the surface.
Yeah. I don't. It could be hours. I could be honest.
Yeah. We could be on for another hour going through everything.
Yeah. Like this is. I don't need you to collect, but they do a better job right here. On right there, or you can. It's up to you. You can just scroll. It's only for company.
Yeah, you want me to do it? I don't care.
You can, but I mean, just
yeah.
Each one's like you're gonna get like a blurb.
Yeah.
That's my favorite, easiest one to look through. They've been doing this for years. Their Twitter's good. All their links are Twitter. I should sign up for Twitter alerts from them actually. SDCC blog.
Yeah, because they always announce like as soon as whatever company that's attending. As soon as they make announcements of whatever they're selling, they have it. And it's even kind of cool. I'm going to be on the site.
I'll probably spend 3 hours on the site tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool too because they'll break it down by like booth as well, right? And then like tell you exactly what day this exclusive is dropping. If there's like certain days or...
this is Vault Comics. It kind of just gives you the date and kind of what's happening. Yada.
Oh, that's kind of cool. They put the panel information in there because, like, sometimes those panels, like, right, they'll give away exclusives to it.
Yeah. If you show up,
yeah, or you stay until the end or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm still working on it, but I put a screenshot in the chat of the stuff that I'm trying to do. You don't really need to show up, but you can see what I'm working on.
Yeah.
In the other chat.
Yeah. I won't show it. I just want to get people, who haven't been or don't know or what people can do.
It'll be fun. We're gonna have a fucking good time. Yeah. I hope it gets hectic Wednesday to Sunday also. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go 1 year. I just don't know when. I just gotta figure it out.
My plan is for next year.
Easy. You going to national next week?
No.
Okay.
I'm not spending I'm not spending $2,000 a night to stay at a hotel.
I heard the VIP pass is like $200 though.
Yeah, passes were really cheap. Staying there is another story.
Is it Chicago this year?
It's in Chicago this year.
I should go. I could have went too easily. I could have done it. My uncle, my aunt from my wife's side lives out there.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I would have had a shuttle in from outside the city, which ride a train, no big deal.
Yeah, I should have planned to go to the Dallas show that was this past weekend because they have a show every quarter, right?
Yes.
So I'll probably go to the last quarter, right? Because this was the third quarter show, I think. Because I think they had a show in January, March, or maybe it was March. I don't know. I think this is the second or third show because they have 4 shows a year. But I always hear that's like the show to go to in Texas.
Oh, big sports news. Saquon Barkley not reaching a long-term deal with Giants.
Yeah, Jacobs neither. That's my one running back, right?
I got you.
Oh, the Pirates just called up someone. Rodriguez. I forgot his first name.
Julio?
No.
No, J-Rod. He was hitting him the other night, though.
It was like a prospect from 2021.
Baseball?
I was buying more cards then. Maybe we should.
Crazy. There's a lot of cards in my Myers. I went to Fred Myers today. A ton of cards out there. No one's buying cards anymore.
Well, I think it's because they're printing so much nowadays.
I heard the big crazy in this. Was it in this? Our chat was talking about card breaks. Was that what it was? He's in one of the group chats.
About the guy going to the guy working with the distribution company
mm-hmm.
is was calling his buddy to buy all the cards as soon as he sets up or finishes setting up. Yeah.
Yep. I mean,
And
we
then-
all knew that was happening. I mean,
Well, and then they just finally I have evidence of connecting the dots, right?
interesting.
Of like or video proof of like, hey, this person is calling his buddy. His buddy was here a year ago doing the same thing.
Dude,
or whatever.
like you said in the chat too, a lot of people probably quit their jobs, man, because all the breaks. I mean, I saw was it basement breaks or backyard, whatever the hell they are. It's like they just pulled like another crazy card. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, like half the original people that like grew with their name and brand or whatever left the company already.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, but there's a bigger story behind all
I'm
that.
sure there is.
Yeah, so
People can get money. It's crazy. So, all right, everybody. I won't keep anything longer. I appreciate it. Again, tomorrow, check us out. Carter and I are going to do a show. We don't even know what it's about, but it's going to be lists and stuff and cool stuff tomorrow. Comic Shop Talks coming back. He gave me an episode of why he kind of took a break for a second. We'll drop that on Wednesday. And then, like we said, Global Comic Safari may be coming back. So I'll probably drop that on Fridays or Saturdays. Busy. So, all right, everybody. Cool. We'll talk to everybody later.